Hi, welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 89. Tesla is crushing it in China with record numbers. Volkswagen holds yet another crisis meeting, and Ford is playing around with software as a service. And it's not good. And Waymo is making some noise. And a kidnapping was stopped by Tesla. All this and much more to come on today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
So we got the September numbers from Tesla China, and as expected it was a blowout month for Tesla. Tesla China did deliver 56,006 units in September. Wow, the production should be 50,200, so that would be an annual run rate at about 624,000. Whoa. And the Model Y stood for 33,033, and the Model 3 stood for 19,120. And even though the Chinese vehicle market share was down 17.3% in September, China's new energy vehicles in September grew 3 times. Yes, you are watching in real time new ICE sales disappearing or falling off a cliff, while electric cars are growing fast. And Ray for Tesla also shared these numbers of the Chinese SUV sales, not just EVs but all SUVs, and the Model Y has become the best-selling SUV of any kind in September. Nice. And this being the last month in a quarter, as we have been talking about many times before, most of Tesla China's cars will be delivered to China. So they delivered 52,153 units in China in September and exported only 3,853 units. That is the best month ever in China for Tesla, so that should put to rest the rumors about Tesla having demand problems in China. But this month shows that is simply not the case. Tesla delivered more cars than they produced. Gordon Johnson, of course, still thinks Tesla sales are collapsing in China, but he's getting kind of desperate. So Tesla in September was the second best-selling EV brand in China, only beaten by BYD, that delivered an impressive 70,432 units. And the review of their $25,000 car, the EA1, I made a whole video about. We are now starting to see some great reviews about it. Fully Charged has just made a great review. If you're interested, go check that one out. And Neon Xpeng did also get up to a 5-digit number for the first time of just over 10,000 units, so very good for the two small startups here. And just a little side note, I did actually see an Xpeng car driving past me. I believe it was the P7 driving here in Denmark. Looked very cool. Yes, the Chinese are indeed coming. And Xpeng and Neo did actually again beat Volkswagen in China as well. Volkswagen has 4 models in China right now: the ID4 Cross, the ID4X, the ID6 Cross, the ID6X. But even with 4 models, Volkswagen only managed to get to 10,126 units sold in September. It was Volkswagen's best month in China so far, so good for Volkswagen. But for all the people that thought Volkswagen could catch up with Tesla, it is becoming very clear they will never do that. Tesla grew with more units than Volkswagen sold. Grew. Tesla's previous record was 44,264 units, so Tesla beat their old record with 11,742 units, more than Volkswagen sold in the entire month. They only grew about 3,000 units. So no, Volkswagen is not gaining on Tesla in China. They're getting further behind for every month that ticks by. Tesla just delivered 52,000 cars in China. The Volkswagen brand has so far year to date delivered just under 30,000 IDs in China. So Tesla sold 22,000 EVs more in September alone than Volkswagen has done the entire year, or of its IDs. Even the entire Volkswagen Group has only sold about 47,200 BEVs in China in the first 3 quarters. This is still about 5,000 less than Tesla did in 1 month. It does not come much clearer than this. Tesla has no demand problem. Volkswagen is not gaining on Tesla in China, they are getting further away. In the biggest car market in the world that is pushing the hardest to quickly become an EV-only country, and Volkswagen can't keep up, not even with the small EV startups like NIO or XPeng. And Volkswagen had officially a target of 80 to 100,000 IDs delivered in China in 2021. Well, they still have about 50,000 units to go to just get to the low end of that target. And with the rate they have right now, they will more likely end up with something like 60,000 units. I think China is going to be a big disappointment for Volkswagen in 2021. And the problem is in the US, it does look even worse for Volkswagen, with only a little over 6,000 EVs sold in the entire Q3. The only place Volkswagen is doing great is in Europe, where the brand has just reached 100,000 deliveries. But Tesla is almost at 92,000, so now only 8,000 units until they are catching up with Volkswagen in Europe. So in less than a month, Tesla has gone from being 15,000 behind Volkswagen to only 8,000 behind. So yes, this is actually gaining and not getting further away. So just because there has been so many people and short sellers and journalists talking about Volkswagen will beat Tesla in 2021, well, to put that idea to rest, Tesla sold globally in Q3 alone 241,000 BEVs. That is almost as many BEVs than the entire Volkswagen Group has sold in the entire year. Globally, should be somewhere about 293,000 right now. And that is not Volkswagen as a brand, that is the entire Volkswagen Group. So as I said in my prediction video last year about 2021, I would be impressed if Volkswagen got to 400,000 BEVs, but I didn't expect them to get much higher than that. And if they execute as they have done so far, they will be able to end up close to the 400,000 units. So it looks like I'm going to be right on that prediction. Well, that is actually very close to what Tesla's growth will be this year alone. So Tesla will not only beat the entire Volkswagen Group in BEV sales, but it will beat them with only their growth numbers this year. The numbers don't lie. We can clearly see Volkswagen is not gaining on Tesla, but Tesla is getting further away. So Volkswagen held yet another crisis meeting because they're starting to understand where this is heading if they don't do something now. Volkswagen admits it's reviewing the EV production plan as Tesla Giga Berlin raises the stakes. The big heads of Volkswagen were gathered again because they found out if they don't do something to increase their EV growth, Volkswagen could be firing 30,000 employees by 2030 in Europe. That is 25% of their workforce. And if you ask me, this should probably be in 2025, not 2030, but they are getting which way it is going and what is causing it. If they don't shift to EVs fast enough, they will lose these jobs. And Tesla is once again the company to blame for Volkswagen's second crisis meeting, as they said Tesla is setting new standard for productivity and scale in Grünheide, said Michael Mansk, a Volkswagen spokesperson, again confirming how wrong Mark Spiegel and Jim Chanos were, thinking that the legacy automakers would just come in and produce millions of EVs like it was nothing. And if Volkswagen want to compete, they have to find a way to get up to Tesla's level. And here Volkswagen is again talking about Giga Berlin, as it will only produce 500,000 cars, but probably not aware that this is only the ramp up for phase 1 part of the factory. The fully built out and ramp up factory will be building 2 million cars. This is much worse than Volkswagen seems to understand. I got a lot of comments on this as well in my last video about the Berlin factory, but here you can see the full plan for the factory. As you can see, what Tesla has built now and want to ramp up to 500,000 per year is only this little corner of the factory. As you can see here, the battery part of the factory they are building right now has this sliced corner. That is this part. So they are very far from done, even though many are saying the factory is now done. But that is simply just not true. The first phase is done, not the entire factory. The layout of the plan has changed many times, like the battery part of the factory has not always been where they are building it now, but I think they have learned something with the Giga Texas, because now the battery factory of this big factory are in the exact same spot as at Giga Texas. So the layout has changed, but the size of the factory is still the same, and we can see that Tesla has already cleared more trees and continue their construction of this humongous factory. And if you haven't seen one of my latest videos about the Giga Berlin and what this means for the entire European industry, you should definitely check that one out. But this is again Volkswagen's top leaders discussing with Herbert Diess on how fast this transition should go. He is clearly trying to shift the culture at Volkswagen. But yeah, semiconductor shortage and battery constraints are one side of the story and a difficult problem to solve, but as Sandy Munro once said, the most difficult thing to change in a company is its culture. And the leaders of Volkswagen don't really seem to be listening to Herbert Diess as much as they should. But going to be very interesting to see how this play out and what Volkswagen's next move will be. But if you're working at Volkswagen and at some point loses your job, don't forget Tesla Berlin is hiring. And even crazier, Herbert Diess included Elon Musk at Volkswagen's executive summit last week. Musk explained what's behind Tesla's high productivity and dispelled concerns about e-mobility. Wow, so Volkswagen went from "we will overtake Tesla" to asking Tesla for advice. Wow, what a turning point. So Ford is trying to do the new thing called software as a service. Ford is making a software update service available for people to buy for the navigation in their car. You know, that thing that comes free with your Tesla, because it is Google Maps in your car that is free available on everybody's phone on the planet. But Ford has heard that Tesla is making this software as a service where people pay Tesla $10 a month for some software. And Ford thinks that sounds like a great idea, so they will now charge people $199 for their navigation software package. That will update over the air. But you will only get one update per year, and it's only for 5 years. So basically $40 per update to have navigation in your car. So you can either pay Ford for navigation software for 5 years or pay Tesla for the full connectivity for 20 years, which will also give you navigation, but Tesla's is free. But now you will get live Google traffic and satellite views as well, and you can stream all the videos you like from YouTube and Netflix, and stream all the music you like from Spotify, and you can browse the internet in your car as much as you like to for 20 years, with updates pretty much every single month. But with Ford, you will get navigation for 5 years with only one update a year. Wow. And some people thought that Tesla's $199 for the full self-driving software subscription was expensive. Well, not compared to Ford's little navigation package. Man, Ford is seriously in trouble here. This will never sell. And I do think I found out why the Mach-E's don't sell as many as Ford are producing of them, as we talked about in last week's news show. Just look at this dealership that takes $20,000 for market adjustment package. Man, dealers are killing the old legacy automakers here. $20,000. So the Ford Mach-E that is supposed to be priced close to Tesla Model Y, well, not when it reached the customers in the dealerships. I even tried to get the Model Y Performance up to the price of this Ford Mach-E that cost $89,200, but even with the tow hitch and choosing more expensive paint, upgrading the interior, adding the very expensive full self-driving package, so basically making the Model Y as expensive as humanly possible, it is still $13,000 less expensive than this Mach-E GT. So we can of course use the last $13,000 $1,000 to pay for full connectivity for our Model Y for the next 1,300 years. I don't think I will be keeping the car for that long. Unfortunately, there are a lot of crazy people out there, but luckily, there's also some brave ones. Here is a story about a Tesla owner that is helping out his friends from getting kidnapped. Apparently, a driver of a black Tesla Model 3 called Lynn ended up being involved in a fender bender with a Toyota Yaris sedan, which was rented by a man named Huang and his 3 companions. Tempered, flared, and as per police report, the 4 men in the Toyota proceeded to beat up the Tesla owner, but that was not all. After assaulting the Tesla owner, Huang and his companions in the Toyota started forcing Lin into the Yaris. This was a frightening sight, especially as the event unfolded in the broad daylight. Fortunately for the driver in the black Model 3, Chen, a friend and fellow Tesla owner, was in the area witnessing the incident unfold. And when Huang and his group started forcing Lin into the Toyota, Chen knew he had to act and used his Tesla to block off the Toyota. And even though they tried to get away, well, there is of course no getting away from a Tesla, and Chen slammed into the Toyota till it didn't drive anymore. And the very powerful Tesla pushed it into the side. What a crazy sight, and glad his friend was there to help him out. And a good showcase for the police that Teslas are probably the way to go. And Waymo is making some noise. Literally, their cars are very noisy. A lot of Waymo cars are coming to this dead-end street and making a U-turn and driving off. But not just one, they come pretty much every 5 minutes.
And I noticed it while I was sleeping. I awoke to a strange hum that I thought there was a spacecraft outside my bedroom window.
The visitors Jennifer King is talking about don't just come at night. They come all day right to the end of 15th Avenue where there's nothing else to do but make some kind of a multi-point turn and head out the way they came in. Now, not long after that car is gone, there will be another which will make the same turn and leave before another car shows up and does the exact same thing. And while there are some pauses, it never really stops.
There's some days where it can be up to 50. I mean, it's literally every 5 minutes, and you know, we're all working from home, and so this is what we hear. Yeah, this is what we hear.
At several points today, they showed up on top of each other. These cars, packed with technology, stopping in a queue as if completely baffled by a dead end.
Don't really have a preference either way, but it is a little bit odd that they're over here so much.
So all that great technology they need to make their full self-driving car is making so much noise that is kind of bothering the neighbors, and seems to have some kind of problems with this dead end. Meanwhile, Tesla's full self-driving beta testers are driving all around San Francisco with very little interventions. Yeah, Waymo might be in second place in the race for full self-driving, but they are just light years behind Tesla. Even Elon replied to a Teslarati article about this. Haha. And SpaceX valuation took a ride on one of their rockets, and are now the second most valuable private company in the world, worth $100 billion. Wow, Elon's little private company. If you're new to the channel here, you have probably not seen my video about the rise of SpaceX, Elon's little scrappy company. Then I would highly recommend you to go watch that video. It is one of my most liked videos on this channel with 99.6% like rate, so can highly recommend that one if you haven't already seen it. And SpaceX is also installing grid fins on the second heavy booster. Oh yeah. And we had some more fun between Elon and Jeff again this week, when Jeff tweeted how Amazon has become one of the world's biggest company despite all the haters. Elon replied with a second place medallion. so funny. And people were quick to join the fun on Twitter. Hilarious. And speaking of Jeff, Captain T. Kirk is back in business. Well, kind of. William Shatner went to fly with Blue Origin, and here you can see him in the cockpit. The cockpit. But all kidding aside, it was nice to see William Shatner getting this opportunity and see how moved he was by the experience. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this new show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. Tesla might be building a mega charger station at their Nevada factory. Sawyer tweeted a picture showing something that looks like 4 lanes for semi-trucks to go charge at. Very cool. LG Electronic has agreed to reimburse General Motors up to $1.9 billion to recall and fix the Chevy Bolt electric vehicles due to fire risk caused by faulty batteries provided by the South Korean supplier. And GM said it will extend the production halt of the Bolt for 2 additional weeks as it works on accelerating production of the new battery modules and prioritize recall repairs. And Elon did confirm that Tesla superchargers will have Wi-Fi. Let's hope that will be the Starlink internet. That would be cool, and they would be able to put that up anywhere without having to get internet cables to the location. And Tesla cars could of course automatically just connect for free, but other car brands would have to pay Tesla for Wi-Fi. Yeah, I see some potential here. CATL will spend $5 billion on a recycling plant for batteries. Yes, as Tesla and Elon has been saying, recycling will become the new mining for materials for battery production in the future, and CATL will also want to be a part of that. And Tesla is sending out the following email asking people to recommend future supercharging locations in Germany. And if you're thinking, how will Tesla do in Germany against the German automakers? Well, I guess they will do just fine. As we saw here in September, Tesla sold more Tesla Model 3s in the country than leading domestic models such as the BMW 3 Series, the Audi A4 and the Mercedes C-Class combined. And Tesla showed off a new video on their YouTube channel about their safety of their cars, where they go up and beyond what they need to. But I did make a whole video about this, so if you haven't already, you should check that one out. And we have a human driving into a patrol car. No, that can't be. That's only something Tesla's full self-driving software is able to do, right? And speaking of full self-driving, NHTSA wants Tesla to explain why it improved autopilot safety without issuing a recall. Well, because they can. Tesla don't need to recall all their cars to make a safety update. It's called an over-the-air update, NHTSA. It's great. I know the other guys don't really do that, but it's a thing. And we did see full self-driving software do some auto-cleaning of the windscreen, but Tesla Raj also showed if you cover the camera, full self-driving software will remove it. Cool. And Lexus want to fight BMW for having the grill. This is getting ridiculous. And Giga Berlin will not just attract a lot of jobs, but it will also attract a lot of companies, like Rocktech Lithium, that is building a lithium hydroxide converter with output for approximately 500,000 electric cars very close to Guben, Brandenburg. This is going to be Europe's largest lithium facility, and it will be only about 60 kilometers from Giga Berlin. What a coincidence. And Tesla insurance is now available in Texas. Tesla Ride on their website get competitive rates in California and Texas in as little as a minute. Insurance based on real-time driving behavior now available in Texas. Oh yeah, just another market Tesla will disrupt. But now we just have to wait to see when Tesla will be allowed to sell their cars in Texas as well. And Jackson on Twitter made a quick survey of friends who switched to Teslas, all very happy, and wrote, how can build quality be bad when all their prior cars were luxury brand? Yeah, build quality is no longer an issue, as I have made a whole video about. You might not get the luxury with a Tesla Model S as you do with a Mercedes, but the build quality is very good with the Teslas nowadays. Anyone saying otherwise got old information. But Tesla is making more deals with mining companies. New Caledonian miner Prony Resources announced that Tesla had agreed to purchase 42 tons of nickel in a multi-year deal, confirming that Tesla is now the mining company's largest client to date. As Elon said, please mine more nickel. And so they did. And Giga Texas is going to change a lot in Austin, as Tesla has already created 5,000 new jobs in Austin in 2021, the most of any company. Tesla China has scheduled recruitment meetings on multiple universities campus around China. Yep, Tesla knows that having the right people is crucial, and they will do what they can to make sure the Chinese know that Tesla is the place to come and work. And a funny little chart showing how much money automakers use on advertising per car and how much they use on R&D per car. Yeah, Tesla knows what the most important thing is. I don't see many mainstream media covering this story, even though they all covered it when Tesla was sued over brake failure. But now the court has established that the owner had full responsibility and must apologize to Tesla in 10 days on same media platform. So nice to see Tesla actually starting to fight back against all the FUD, so people know you can't just go around lying about Tesla. And Tesla is to lease 325 square feet in Palo Alto's Stanford Research Park. So even though Tesla is moving its headquarters to Austin, it will still expand its California business, as Elon said, and this 10-year contract on this property shows they are not kidding. And the Tesla Model Y is now officially launched in the UK. Long-range all-wheel drive models start at £55,000, deliveries expected early 2022. Performance models start at £65,000, deliveries expected mid-2022. And Tesla has officially started deliveries of the refreshed Model X. Nice. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my newest patrons and members of this YouTube channel. Fred Guild, Aints, Dan Keys, Lloyd Treverge, Steve S., Bennett Elder, Abraham Camelli, Travis Horton. And I thank you for watching, members. Carl John, 70 Charger, Chen Gwen, Hans Burstead, Terry Watling, Jim Grain, Tim Major, and my Be Nice and You Are member, Peter Dawns. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. Let's see Tesla's full self-driving software on a Tesla semi-truck do this trick. Now that is some impressive skills. And that is all we have time for in this news show. Hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps this video out a lot. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to donation options in the show notes. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.